Hey guys, this week we lost one of the greatest swingers in the history of the game of golf, Mickey Wright. So we're going to pay tribute to Mickey Wright and we're going to take a look at what made her swing great. Ben Hogan said the best swing in golf belonged to Mickey Wright. Yes, Mickey Wright was incredible with over 80 LPGA Tour wins, 13 majors, several seasons with double-digit wins. She's considered by many to be the greatest female golfer of all time, and she retired pretty early. She had done her work and moved on with her life. But her swing was a work of art. I certainly put it right up there in my top 3. Mickey Wright's keys included good balance, great footwork, shifting the weight properly into the trail leg and then the lead leg on the downswing, never letting the weight get out over the toes, and always maintaining a great grip. She felt that the stronger grips that most tour pros use today cause a lot of blocking out to the right because they hindered a smooth, efficient release. Now let's dig in a little deeper to see what makes Mickey Wright's golf swing so great. Hey guys, if you like this content, please click subscribe, give us a like, and you can even hit the bell for notifications when new videos come out. This support really helps my swing evolution bring you the best golf videos possible. Okay guys, let's take a closer look at Mickey Wright's golf swing. Alright, so check this out. I wanted to start out with this swing because you see a little Trevino Shuffle in the feet. So watch her do her 1, 2, 3 step after she aligns the club face. 1, 2, 3. Just like Trevino. Isn't that curious? And then, as I mentioned, she really wanted to keep her weight in her heels. This is a major lesson. My weight was always over the balls of my feet. That was a major problem in my golf swing that it took me years to overcome. But watch this move here. Right there, she sits back deep into her heels. So let's watch this one more time in her setup. The setup is so very important in a golf swing. Everything that happens in the golf swing comes after a proper setup. 1, 2, 3, and then she sits deep into the heels. She just has one of the slingiest golf swings ever with the arms coming along for the ride, just like Mr. Ben Hogan said. Bam! I just love that free-flowing release. Yeah, that is just super gorgeous. And now let's watch this footwork from the front here. I find this pretty interesting. So she makes a beautiful K with her lower body. Her lead knee kicking in towards her trail knee. Left heel rising slightly. This is the big difference between the classic swing and the modern swing. Okay, one of the big differences is the freedom of the lower body. And look at how the lower body pulls the club around, and look at the sling she has on this. Very Hogan-esque with a very late acceleration pattern. I just think it's absolutely gorgeous. Okay guys, now we have this golf swing from the front. Let's drill down on this. Got it in slow motion, so let's take a look at what's happening in this amazing golf swing. My gosh, the fluidity, the speed and power, the acceleration through impact. This is the finest golf swing. I think Mr. Hogan may be correct. I mean, it's like she has a Ben Hogan golf swing, and it might be even better. I believe she was really tall, so she might have even had a bigger arc than Mr. Hogan. And you see that beautiful shoulder turn, and she doesn't even quite get to 3/4. But the hallmark of this great move is this extension through the hip, just like Mr. Hogan. It's just absolutely uncanny. Easily, in my opinion, best male golf swing, Ben Hogan. Best female golf swing, Mickey Wright, for sure. Once again, letting the arms come along for the ride. So let's take a close look at her footwork here, okay? So she definitely moves her weight into her rear leg and turns around that leg like it's a post, really allowing the hips to open and that lead knee to kick in towards her trail side. Okay, she's loading up into that leg, even similar to Jack Nicklaus. Again, Jack, another great classic swinger. So as she gets to the top, we're going to see her plant that lead foot, and that weight is going to shift into her lead leg as that club gets laid off and dropped into the slot. She's one of the most beautiful slotters of the club of all time, and she spoke about in her book the importance of that right elbow reconnecting with the body on the downswing as she turns through the hit. Now notice her feet, she keeps them really planted into the earth. Her rear heel has not popped up. This is something that took me a long time to get down, but I had to learn to keep my weight through my heels. Here she comes into impact and her trail foot is still planted like Mo Norman. And look at that, all the way through impact. And if you want to have a consistent hit through the ball, I think that is something you can certainly work on. Again, with that massive acceleration through the hit, the full high extension, just like Mr. Hogan. Now, a lot of people today, a lot of the pros, they're not into the lateral shift, these modern swing coaches. I don't think you can get better than Ben Hogan, Mickey Wright, and Jack Nicklaus. I just don't think you can. You can do it other ways. Sure, you can do it other ways, but this is a more athletic golf swing. Jack Nicklaus said that to me when I was at his house. He said, I don't think you have to be as athletic today to swing the golf club. But look at this athleticism. Now, what I'm going to point out is how much lateral motion she has in her hips. So as we get to the top of the swing right here, we're going to see how far she has turned into that rear leg and how deep and turned her hips are. So here I've put a line on the edge of her lead hip. Now check this move out. She may have the biggest move I've ever seen since Freddie Couples in terms of a lateral shift. By the time the foot is planted, she's already moved a good 6 inches probably, maybe even 8 inches out over that lead leg. But watch this, it keeps going. She hasn't even gotten to impact yet. And look how far ahead of her hips have moved. So here we are essentially coming into impact, and that line is past the center of her hips. Look, it continues to move now. The line is through her rear thigh. She has good lateral side bend, which allows her to really drive that lower body forward. That's one of the things I've been studying now, is if you don't have much flexibility in your spine, you just can't do this. But she has a good, healthy spine. And look at this. She finishes almost completely in front of the hip line that I set up as she reached the top of her backswing. So guys, I'm going to tell you, don't be afraid of this lateral shift. This is what the greatest golfers in history did, in my opinion. Jack Nicklaus, Ben Hogan, Mickey Wright, they drove with the lower body through the hit. To me, it's easier. I think that it just feels more natural. I have to resist it to try and not do this. And this has helped me to be able to swing the club in a way that I really like, that I feel comfortable with. I have less and less compensations now, and I just feel like I'm throwing the club head through the ball. So I hope this lesson helps you out, and I hope you hit them long and hit them straight. I used to have a pretty ugly golf swing, and now I've got a really good golf swing. I got rid of my slice, picked up 50 yards, cut 10 strokes off my game, and I've even been on the Golf Channel. If you want to find out how, go to myswingevolution.com.